that's a perfect segue. Let me read this chapter here, and then I will share a story about myself. And probably someday I'll write a book. I call it Pre-Green Card and Post-Green Card. But we'll talk about that later. I'm crossing bridges of my life, and I have to cross more. During the passing over, a bridge crashes. Suddenly, I am forced to float in the blue ocean. A thunderstorm blows in. Though my eyes are hidden by black clouds, I see a bright light. My body sways back and forth as if on a roller coaster, but my feet firmly stick to the ground because I face a challenge. I face a struggle. I face a challenge. I face a struggle. Lightning bolts, they burn my soft skin. However, the lightning does not obliterate my face. Because I am not in doubt, I am not in confusion. I have a belief, I have a decision. It's raining. I'm completely wet. Nothing stops me from moving on because I have a question, I have a right, I have a privilege, and also I have a response and responsibility. Therefore, my soul is warm. I have my own specialties. Why am I compared with others? Why? Why? I'm neither plus nor minus, neither multiplication nor division, neither dollar signs nor percentage, neither equal nor interest. I am me. I am me. Let me be unique. Let me be unique.
Good.
I came to the United States 21 years ago. When I came to this country, I could hardly speak. Many times when people even asked my name, I didn't understand because of the American accent. And now I love the American accent. In fact, sometimes I have a hard time understanding British accent because I'm so used to the American accent. So I learned English here, and I also learned American culture. There are many, many differences back home in the police culture and American culture. The foundation I had grown up is also being responsible for ourselves and taking care of ourselves, and that's something we share it together. But being a blind woman, imagine opportunities are very, very little back home in Nepal. I was selected to study in America on one-year scholarship, and I knew this was only one chance. Either I sink or swim. And as I read it, I knew there's no way I'm going to sink. I'm going to swim, but I had no idea how. All I knew, I had to work hard, and I had to believe in myself, and keep putting myself out there. But the key is making myself one step better than the person sitting next to me, whatever it took. So I was determined to learn the language. I still don't speak like all of you do. And I'm sure there are many, especially slang, when people use it, I go, huh, what did you say? But I know I communicate pretty well. So I watched Peter Jennings. I'm sure many of you remember Peter Jennings, the World News, ABC World News. I watched that news every day whenever I could, because if I can understand him and try to learn how to pronounce the words, I'm sure someday I'll get there. the very first word I learned and I started imitating from Peter Jennings, the word C-H-A-R-M, with a Nepalese accent or Indian accent, they would just say charm. Okay? But we Americans, and probably I don't say the way you would, but close enough, we say charm. Is that right? Close enough, you know? And I practiced that over and over and over so people could understand. When Peter Jennings died several years ago, I had never met him, but the impact he had on me, the influence, I cried because of someone that I had grown up watching his news. You know what I'm saying? It was something, a role model. That's how it started. Another thing I did to master in the English language, I started reading children's books. And I could read over and over and over. And so that way I could learn the words. I could really learn to pronounce. And also I could start reading faster and faster. But one of the biggest things that I did is still some words I have a hard time pronouncing, like the word bridge. When I'm just talking away, I don't pronounce the way you do it. And so I learned how to spell words. So when I'm conversing with others, and if they don't understand a particular word, I would just spell it out. So that way I could communicate. And still my friends tease me the word fudge, F-U-D-G-E. When I'm just talking away, I don't pronounce like you do. So what's the best way? And this was I could impress others. In some ways, I'm a better speller. You know, we all know now with the spell check, as much as we rely on, there are some words the spell check also misses it, doesn't it? So it's important to learn. I finished my one-year program in Philadelphia, and I had no idea how I would be able to stay, but I wanted to stay in the U.S. and go to school, get education. To me, I have always believed in that education is a ticket to success. On top of that, being a person with a disability, blind woman, you know, I had to have education. I wanted that. And I knew if I have good education, no matter where I go, what I do, I will be able to not just only survive, but live my life with quality. And that's something very important to me. So when I finished my school in Philadelphia, I have my uncle and aunt. At that time, they used to live in Chicago. And my uncle and aunt said, before you go home to Nepal, come to visit us. I went, and weeks went by. My uncle and aunt knew I wouldn't have the same opportunity back home in Nepal. And they said, if there is any way we can keep you, we would like to keep you here and send you to school. It's like a dream come true. But obviously they didn't know what blind people could do, what opportunities are there for blind people. And so I used to have nightmares in the middle of the night that I would fly back all the way to Nepal, and I'd be at the airport and say, no, I don't belong here. I want to go back to the U.S.